So what is it about jobs that this budget is dealing with or not dealing with?
Now, it is a background you have given that makes the observations I have made about the budget in respect of jobs even more important. You will recall that the Deputy Minister for Information put out government information barely a year after being in office that the NDC government had created 1.6 million jobs. I'm going over this because it tells us government's own attitude to job creation. And the question Ghanaians asked was, look, we're all looking for some of the jobs to do. So tell us where those 1.6 million jobs are. I will be happy to do the jobs. Of course, many of us just said it was propaganda. And then more recently, the Minister for Employment and Social Welfare, Honorable E.T. Mensah, was in Parliament. And they asked him about 1.6 million jobs. And he says he doesn't know about any 1.6 million jobs. In fact, he was not even in a position to say how many jobs the government had created. The same government, Information and Minister in charge of Employment. And then you come on and you put out a budget and economic policy statement that says job creation. People are definitely going to look hard to see where the jobs are. And as I've said, I would have loved to see, well, we are realizing 2 billion from oil. We intend to invest that in say, revamping our textile industry. Mm-hmm. To that end, government is going to partner the private sector to revive 1, 2, 3 industries. The amount allocated for it is so and so much. Then we can all monitor government to see what is going to happen there. The experience is that just expecting the private sector alone to deliver the jobs will not happen as quickly as we want the jobs delivered. So government must partner. And I think this is a policy that was initiated under the previous administration. And this government has shown willingness to continue with that. So I was looking for those interventions. Unfortunately, all I found was that we will create the infrastructure and hope that the private sector...
Is that a bad idea? I mean, is it a bad idea to plan to construct roads, to put up buildings, to do all kinds of things that are related to the word infrastructure, which will, by that action, create jobs? Is that a bad policy? It is not. In the long term, you want to improve your infrastructure so that private... But in terms of job creation, is that a good arrangement? Well, I'm answering the question. Right. That it's not a bad idea to want to provide infrastructure as a motivation for people who have money to open economic activities and create jobs. It's not a bad idea, and it's not new wisdom. But what you don't do is that you cannot say, I have gone for 3 billion from the Chinese. I'm going to use that to put that into infrastructure development and hope that the private sector will deliver jobs. When you go out and you see our youth in the street looking for jobs to do, we would want to see specific direct interventions right now that will address our unemployment situation whilst you invest in infrastructure in the long term to create a job. You heard what Kweku had to say about the job creation. What are your concerns in that particular sector or that particular concern? What are your interests there? What are there good things that maybe Kweku has missed, or you also have questions?
Nana, any person wanting to lead a nation, that should be your priority today. Globally, look at Wall Street. Look at what is happening in the United Kingdoms. Look at what is happening in Greece. Look, globally, every country is suffering from unemployment. And so it's obvious that every nation must take it as a critical way of ensuring that the people you lead get work to do. Government is talking about introducing other mobiles under the NYEP, Youth and Agric. We saw a couple of demonstration farms being shown on television with the National Service Scheme, and we thought this was going to go to spread down to the ordinary person, to the bottom line person, down the ladder in the economy. But that has still not been seen. You don't see it anywhere. That is why we talk about inconsistencies and recycling. Government does not mean what government says. And that is our worry. Nana, here we have prudent farming practices. We have come to 1 million tons of cocoa. When it was predicted in 2006, 2007, unfortunately, I hate to do this, but I must say it because it is crucial time. The General Secretary of the ruling government, Siedun Ketia Honorable, said that we were smuggling cocoa from La Côte d'Ivoire into Ghana then because of their crisis. That is why we hit the 700,000 ton. We predicted that come 2011, 2012, the main crop season was going to hit 1 million. We are at 1 million today. That is consistent planning. No person who understands farming can prove to me that you plant a cocoa tree today and it will grow in next year for you to harvest. Never. Harvest time starts minimum of 3 to 4 years. I have friends telling us that it is by the planting of cocoa of the years that has gained us the 1 million tons. Job creation. There was this mass spraying mechanism which was introduced. We should have even gone past the 1 million if we had followed it very religiously.
Is that provided for in this budget, or is not a budgetary item?
It is not a budgetary item. You are not seeing it as you want.
Is it normally provided for in the budget?
Certainly, because you want to increase your yield. And like I said in my introduction, this country's economy, the backbone is agric. We just got oil, and that is what is increasing our GDP to over 13%.
Making us one of the fastest growing countries in the world.
But that is not the case. If you look into this budget statement for next year, it is going to drop.
How is that?
The reason is that we have our base agrarian economy and our natural and traditional structures of the economy. And that will grow to 6 to 7% as is being predicted. But we because of the oil revenue which is coming on, it is going to increase the base because we are going to get huge monies into the economy, which has never been done, which we've never seen in the past.
Is that what has been used to determine?
Based on the oil revenues, our GDP is going to grow. But when we have seen it in this year, the numbers, and you know, government is going to spend a lot in this budget. Look, there is a special intervention program fund. Government is going to spend over 3.4 billion cedis. Priority areas, government is going to spend over 1.1 billion. Huge sum. That is where we worry.
But will
because
these not create job opportunities? I mean,
Nana, government is going to increase mass lock. We are saying that
isn't that a job opportunity?
It is still the chop business.
Creation?
Nana, if government meant it, government put us under austere measures from its maiden budget. And in this era, government wants to prove. It's a typical behavior on
the NPP government brought Maslock, and it was supposed to create jobs. The NDC government says in its 4th year budget that it's going to empower Maslock some more. Is that not a job creation opportunity?
If it was going to create a job for every equal Ghanaian equitably, I wouldn't be sitting here to talk. You and I know how they are going to distribute this wealth. We're getting into an election year.
You want to expand on that?
Exactly, because I believe certainly that they are going to just pay their boys with these vehicles, with these Hyundais that they are importing heavily into this country.
The minority members keep referring to these Hyundai cars, and how does that connect? I'm trying to get clarity on that.
Exactly, because
you've made that accusation. You're not the only one who said it.
Yeah, because we know what is going on.
What exactly are you saying?
We're saying that government is important in those cars to give to its apparatchiks. It's going to give it to their foot soldiers, their boys to run
not going to give them opportunities for job creation?
Oh, no.
They're ultimately Ghanaians.
Show the man how to fish so that when they grow up, they'll be able to fish for themselves. Don't spoon-feed people. Don't just drop monies into people's pockets with no proper foundation. Like we started with his relationship with the private-public partnership, where we've all been saying that the private sector is the engine of growth. And so government must partner private sector. Let us partner private sector in a proper structured manner.
But I thought that was done in the budget. the partnerships that they're proposing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If it was going to be rolled out in the manner, in the past, we have seen it all done.
So your concern is that it's been listed, but it won't be achieved?
It won't be achieved. They talked about irrigating. Remember during the 2008 presidential debate, His Excellency, the President, Professor John Evans Atta Mills, talked about the Accra Plains Irrigation Project. In his maiden budget in 2009, it was there. Have you seen it? 220, it was there. That is what Kweku talked about with the $3 billion. They have provided for it as a matching fund, 100 million. Ghana's counterpart, it's here. But those projects were set and it was quoted in the manifesto of the NDC. But as we sit today, nothing has been seen. Yes, we approved a loan, though we abstained in Parliament. But once Parliament has approved of it, it is a document. But we have to approve the subsidiary agreements. None has been tabled before us. And I don't think we are going to do this in this session because now the budget is before us. No such, nothing. The budget takes precedence over any other business.